You know what's funny? People love to talk. Oh, they talk and talk and talk. They throw words like knives, cut you down with whispers, turn their backs with a smirk. They think power's in their voice, in their insults, in their little games. But you're different, aren't you? You don't play their game. You don't beg for respect. You don't shout back. No, you stay silent. And in that silence, you become terrifying. Because here's the thing, my friend, people fear what they don't understand. They expect you to react. They expect you to break. They want your anger, your pain, your desperate plea for fairness. But when you say nothing, when you don't give them the satisfaction, suddenly, they're the ones who feel powerless. Your silence isn't weakness. No, it's the loudest scream in the world. You ever notice how the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest? They shout to cover their fear. They demand attention because deep down, they know they don't matter. The strong ones, the ones who truly know the game, they don't waste their breath. They don't explain. They don't seek approval. They just exist. And the world has no choice but to notice. Think about it. When someone disrespects you, what do they expect? A reaction, an argument, a fight. They want proof that they have power over you. But when you just walk away, when you smirk and let them drown in their own emptiness, that drives them insane. They start questioning themselves. Did they matter to you? Did their words sting? Or are they just invisible to you? That, my friend, is power. That is revenge. People live for attention. It fuels them. The weak ones, the insecure ones, they need validation. They need an audience. But the moment you take that away, the moment you refuse to play their little games, they crumble. Their words become meaningless. Their insults echo in an empty room. You don't have to fight them. No. You just have to let them self-destruct. But here's the real twist. The delicious little irony. When you stop chasing people, when you stop proving yourself, when you stop caring about their opinions, suddenly they start chasing you. It's a cruel joke, really. The more you pull away, the more they want you. The moment you disappear, the moment you become untouchable, they start craving your presence. Why? Because people only value what they can't have. And silence makes you the most valuable thing in the world. You ever wonder why villains are always more interesting than heroes? It's because they don't beg for approval. They don't need anyone to clap for them, to pat them on the back, to tell them they're enough. No, they already know what they are. And that scares people. Because deep down, everyone else is just pretending to be happy, pretending to be important, pretending they have control. But you don't pretend. You don't explain. You just exist. And that is terrifying. The world has lied to you. They told you that being loud makes you powerful. That being seen, being liked, being accepted, that's what gives you value. But the truth is much darker. The moment you stop needing their validation, the moment you become comfortable in your own silence, you become unstoppable. No one can control you. No one can break you. No one can use you. But let's dig deeper, shall we? Let's talk about the real game, the one no one wants you to know about. You see, people, they thrive on control. They want to push your buttons, make you dance to their tune. They insult you, betray you, leave you behind not because they're strong, but because they need to feel strong. But here's the cruel joke. They only have power if you react, if you care, if you let them inside your head. But silence is a locked door with no key. It drives them insane. They'll try to bait you, poke you, prod you, just waiting for you to break. But when you don't, oh, that's when they start to panic. Because in that silence, their own voices grow louder. Their insecurities, their fears, their desperate need for validation, it all comes rushing in. They realize they don't control you. They never did. And nothing terrifies a weak person more than realizing they are powerless. That's the trick, isn't it? People think revenge is about destruction, about rage, about proving a point. But real revenge, the kind that burns without a single flame, that's in your indifference. When you stop seeking closure, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop looking for an apology that will never come, when you simply disappear from their world and let them rot in their own emptiness. Because let me tell you something about people. They don't regret hurting you. No. They regret losing access to you. They regret losing the power they had over you. They regret the fact that their words no longer reach you, that their presence no longer affects you. And that eats them alive. See, the weak ones, they want chaos. They want drama. They want you screaming, crying, breaking down, because that means they mattered. But when you just go silent, when you move on like they never existed, like they were nothing more than a speck of dust in the wind, oh, that is unbearable. And you must learn to love that silence, not just as a weapon, but as your greatest freedom. Because in that silence, you find something they will never have: peace. The kind of peace that comes from knowing you don't need them, that their games, their insults, their betrayal, it all means nothing. The world is loud, my friend. It's filled with desperate people screaming for attention, for love, for validation. But you don't scream. You don't beg. You don't fight for a seat at their table. No, you stand in the shadows, untouchable, unreadable, and completely free. And in that freedom, you become something they can never be. Unshaken, unbothered, unbreakable. But you see, that's the beauty of it. The world runs on noise. People yap, they gossip, they shout over each other, desperate to be heard. But the second you choose silence, that's when the real fear sets in. Because silence, it's not weakness. No, it's power. A power so terrifying, so consuming, that it eats away at those who tried to break you. They'll sit there, replaying every moment, every word, trying to decipher what went wrong. They'll wonder why you're not fighting back, why you're not explaining yourself, why you're not crawling back, begging for closure. And that uncertainty, it's a slow, delicious poison. Because when people can't predict you, when they can't manipulate your reaction, they lose control. And when they lose control, they start to crumble. And the best part, they'll never admit it. No, they'll act like they don't care, like your absence doesn't bother them. But deep inside, where their demons whisper and their insecurities fester, they'll feel it. They'll feel the weight of your silence pressing down on them, suffocating them. Because here's the joke: people don't want the truth. No. The truth is too raw, too ugly. What they want is validation. They want to know they matter. Even in your hate, even in your anger, they want to know they still occupy space in your mind. But when you go silent, when you vanish without a trace, when you erase them from your world as if they never existed, that's when they realize they never had you, they never controlled you, and they never will. Now some will say, but isn't revenge about making them suffer? But my dear friend, they already are. The minute you choose to stop playing their game, The minute you decide their words, their actions, their betrayal don't deserve your energy, that's when they start to suffer. Because they need a reaction. They need your pain. It feeds them, keeps them alive. But when you deny them that, when you simply move on without a word, without a single look back, that's the moment they realize they lost. And what's more painful than that? You see, revenge isn't about proving them wrong. It isn't about getting even. No, real revenge is about indifference. True power is looking at the chaos they created and walking away untouched, unscarred, untamed. And in that moment, my friend, you win. Because your silence, your absence, your refusal to play their game it will echo in their minds forever. So go on. Let them wonder. Let them drown in the silence you left behind. Because in the end, the loudest revenge is the one they never saw coming.